98 football clubs and 83 potential suspects are now involved in the inquiry into child abuse in football. According to police chiefs, investigations span all tiers of football from the top flight through to amateur, say the National Police Chiefs Council. It's been less than 3 weeks since the first allegations were made public. Natalie Perks reports.
I was a child and I was vulnerable.
When Andy Woodward broke his silence to reveal abuse by his former football coach, he knew he wasn't the only one to have suffered. 3 weeks on, official figures prove how right he was. Numbers released by Operation Hydrant, the National Coordination Hub for Historical Sexual Abuse, show police are now investigating 83 potential suspects, with 98 clubs from Premier League to amateur level mentioned. The NSPCC has called the revelations shocking and deeply disturbing. Of the 639 referrals, police put the number of victims at 350. 98% of those identified as victims are male. The age range for potential victims at the time of the abuse spans from just 7 years old through to 20.
I think it's important to state that most institutions are safe and sound and have robust policies and procedures to follow, but that still doesn't necessarily deter the determined offender who will inveigle their way into the soccer club, the swimming club.
Premier League boss Richard Scudamore has written to the parents of more than 3,000 academy players this week, reassuring them that everything is being done to protect their youngsters. Yet the onus is still on children to blow the whistle. Survivor Ian Ackley is calling for a law that makes it a crime not to report abuse.
I myself whistle blew and it got nowhere. You know, people can lose their jobs, there's fear of repercussions at work, being ostracised by colleagues. So if we put a legal framework in place, such as mandatory reporting, then actually we take all that guesswork out of it. We actually make it safe.
The FA has widened the scope of its internal review to examine how it dealt with child abuse in the past. But whilst the scale of the problem is beginning to become clear, what we don't yet know is just how much clubs and the football authorities knew about it. Natalie Perks, BBC News.